What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. It's a new week, and it's almost a new month. This is the last day of Pride Month, Jay. So sad to see it go. It went by pretty quick this year, to be honest, though. Pride Month flew by.
It's really weird. Not too much going on. It's very weird. I did see Tim Waltz participated in a gay pride parade. That's about it. But I want to give a huge shout out though before we begin to Polly and Jim, the Latino slant. Y'all might know him. They overnighted a box of donuts from LA, and it came in 5 minutes after my early show was over. They also put this hat in there as well. So I was like, yeah, I'll rock the hat today. The guy from Machete has a donut shop. Everybody says that it was like the best. So I was like, I'll be the judge of that. So I got the donuts. I just had one. They're really good. They're really good. Even though they were overnighted. There's Jim. Hold on. There's Jim. He's the one who sent them, took care of it. So I just want to give a huge shout out to you guys, man, for sending me Machete's donuts from LA. All the way from LA. Holy crap. Crazy. And a hat.
We're almost halfway done with the year, Jay. It's
crazy.
End of June, 6 months down in 2025. It's flown by.
July's tomorrow. Then we got July 4th coming up Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
2025 is almost over.
Thank God. Zero says best duo on daily. Congrats on 4K, Jay. Total Munjay takeover, says Zero.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we hit 4K on the Rebellion podcast channel.
Hey, did YouTube change their the stuff back in the chat? I don't see people's ats anymore. It's back to the normal names.
I don't know. It wasn't for me. None of my channels changed over.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't changed. Maybe the change hasn't gone through for all the channels yet, but it's normal here. First thing I noticed. Normal here. Alex McCarthy, S tier Munjay, Meta PC, RK Outpost, or Drunk 3PO. Check out Meta PC in the description. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is weird. There's also no somebody mentioned there's no XP, the XP thing that's going on.
The little crowns.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
I don't have the chat up
here either. So I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. B Barrett for 2. Pride Month is almost over. Do you think LGBT merch will be on Queerance? Also, Jeremy's gay.
You know what's crazy? We were at Hollywood Studios twice this month for the Muppet closing, and and they had like no Pride stuff anywhere.
Maybe they sold out.
They had one section where you could get a picture with a big balloon, but it was tucked off into the back corner. Couldn't even find it. It took me a minute, and then we found it. I was like, that's all. That's very odd for Disney not to do that much.
Maybe they sold out of all their Pride merch.
Hardly. They recycled it, man. They've recycled it 2 years in a row.
There's always been a lot of gays at Disney. I remember in middle school and stuff.
Doesn't mean they have money.
Making fun of the gay days at Disney. Always been very gay friendly, I suppose, or gays really like it. One or the other. Keith or Daz for 2. Happy freaking Monday, Ryan and Jay. I hope it's great.
It's been great so far.
Thanks,
Keith. It's been great.
Logan Johnson, have you had Machete's tacos? Or those are pretty good as well. Hail you guys, chat, and happy early 4th of July.
Thank you.
No, I never had. It should have sent you an overnight day-old taco. Hero of Canton for 2. Glenn, where are you?
All right, that's from my morning show. Glenn's being taken care of as we speak. All good.
There you go.
It's a long story.
The Smart Review. Hail the Fellowship. Did anyone see F1 and Megan? F1 was good and Megan was trash. Who's watching Jurassic Rebirth this week? I was supposed to go see Jurassic or F1 this weekend, and it didn't really work out. So I'm going to try to see it today because I do have to see Jurassic World as well. I've heard really good things about F1. I've been excited to watch it. Megan, I really have no interest in seeing it. I saw the first one, and I thought it was like whatever. I hoped that it was going to be a little more slasher and a little more killing and stuff like that. In the first one, it looks like it is not performing very well. That first one made a fuck ton of money for them, though, in terms of, I think they had like 170, $180 million at the box office compared to like a 10 or $12 million budget. So it was like a very, very good bang for your buck in terms of them and the return they got on it. But
it seems like they were trying to do the Terminator 2 storyline, I guess, where now she's like the good guy to fight the other robot that's the bad guy, and people just aren't enjoying it. So I don't know. I will be seeing Jurassic Park Thursday. I already got my tickets.
I do not have my ticket yet. Tobias, last day of the month, and I'm finally over my illness. Got to upload the new fireside chat tonight with Red, Big Dog Jake, and Ronan the Crusader talking about deep sea stuff and meandering thoughts.
You were sick for Pride Month? A furry? Yeah. Interesting.
Red and Big Dog Jake. And Ronan. And Ronan happens to be there too. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the chat, why we don't have the ads here. Maybe we don't have them yet. Maybe they switched it back for us and they'll do it for the rest of them. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. But enjoy it while it lasts. That's all I guess I can say. Jay, we got a big announcement on a franchise that is probably overstayed its welcome, but we're going to get another one. Are you a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise?
Yeah, I like them. Dumb fun. Gina Carano was in one of those films. Gail Gadot, she was in one of them.
Brie Larson
was in one of those films.
Well, it looks like we're going to get another one and a big bombshell. Paul Walker's character Brian is going to return somehow, some way in Fast 11. Vin Diesel dropped this. I don't know exactly where he was at, but he was here making this big announcement. And he revealed that it's going to happen, hopefully in 2027, according to them. But here's Vin Diesel, who's looking big. All right. He's not in movie shape right now. He's not in movie shape right now, for sure.
Just yesterday, I was with Universal Studios. Does anyone know Universal Studios?
Yeah!
Me. Then, can we please have the finale of Fast and Furious, April 2027? I said under 3 conditions. The first is to bring the franchise back to LA. The second thing.
I like how the editing is like, as soon as people start cheering, because they're editing together.
Yeah.
It was probably a long list of announcements or whatever.
Was to return to the car culture, to the street racing.
Now that is kind of big because obviously how the franchise started and where it's gotten to over the past couple entries is completely different, right?
Yeah.
The idea of finishing it with a little bit lower level, maybe not going into space, maybe not jumping, like the crazy things that they've done, right? But here's the one that was shocking to me.
Oh, this is good. You want to know what the third thing was? Does anybody want to know what the third thing was? The third thing. The third thing was reuniting Dom and Brian O'Connor.
So what do you think that means, Jay? Are they going to have, because for one of those shots, I believe they used Paul Walker's brother as a body double and stuff like that. how do you, is it just going to be like a full kind of AI face recreation thing? And how do you feel
Please,
about it?
no AI bodies walking around. Are they gonna they're gonna have his brother and they're just gonna, clean up the face a little bit, make him look like Paul Walker? That's gonna be weird, bro. If we cross, actually, we already crossed that line in freaking the Star Wars movie when they brought back Tarkin and Princess Leia, Rogue One, bringing back dead people to play roles in movies.
Well, Princess Leia, like Carrie Fisher was not dead at the time when that happened. Peter Cullen obviously was.
Peter Cullen. Yeah. Sorry.
But,
yeah, that was a de-aging thing.
Yeah, and now it's different if it's different if it's Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker and you're still and like Mark Hamill's still alive and like all these things, right? It feels different when the person's dead, obviously.
But that was Tarkin, right? The guy who played Tarkin was dead, and they just had to stand in and changed his face. I mean, we already got Darth Vader's voice now forever in AI.
Peter Cushing, not Peter Cullen. The chat's correct, guys. Peter Cushing, not Peter Cullen.
How is that going to work? I wonder. They just have a guy in like a green suit just walking around the whole time.
No,
it's going to be Brian.
Well, I mean, you've obviously seen all this shit they've done in the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
They get so for instance, for Luke, they have a stand-in who looked a lot like Luke Skywalker in general and everything. And they put the dots all over his face.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they go through and they do the reface essentially to make it look like a younger Mark Hamill. I don't know. If maybe Paul Walker's brother again could be used as a stand-in for that. I'm not sure. Obviously, Paul Walker is a huge part of the franchise.
What if they just recast? Could that be a possibility? Could we just
no
recast and it's just like that's the character in a movie? It's been recast, like they did with War Machine in the MCU. They just brought in Don Cheadle's, and recast.
I don't think so. I don't think that would work. That would feel like it would feel very weird with AI Paul Walker. It'll feel very weird with AI Paul Walker, but it would also feel really fucking weird if they were just like, "Hey, Brian," and it's just some different dude. Like,
we got to get back to recasting, though, man. We're gonna pretty soon. It's just gonna be one person that's real, and all these dead actors are going to be walking around.
Because it's not like a comic book character, right? That has a history and name like this. Like Brian O'Connor is Paul Walker, and he's only ever been him. I think it would feel strange. It's going to feel strange either way. I don't know. I don't like it. They probably think that doing that is going to generate more interest in all of these things. Apparently, this is what Vin Diesel said to them he wanted to happen in order to make another one. Yeah, this is what Vin Diesel is saying, that, hey, these are my requirements. If we're going to do another one, this is what we have to do. And for the last one, I suppose he wants to reunite them. We need some fucking AI to lose some fucking weight before he starts filming. I'll tell you that.
The whole chat is saying, have Pedro Pascal come in and play Brian. That's what he needs to do. That'll be great. Well, I don't know, man. It's getting weird. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is.
Best side view there.
Well, that's more.
You ain't gonna be able to fit in those cars, man. Like, come on,
Vin thick.
Bro, Vin double diesel. He does that though. Like he blows up when he's not like filming, and then they do whatever he needs to do to get him in shape to do like whatever he's supposed to do. And then when you see him and he's not in shape, he looks fat. He just always kind of has.
In Dominican Republic, man, drinking that beer, hanging out, having a good time. I respect it.
Just chilling.
Yeah, that's it. right on the beach. What are you gonna do?
Tobias for 5 says, no, not all month, just the last few days he was sick. Migraines and stomach issues. Finally feeling better, and I'm glad it's over. Hail the 199 and the GCA. There you go.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Stephen McBride for 2J, is that a Trejo's Tacos hat? How's the food?
Yeah, yeah, I haven't had the tacos. I was sent donuts from his donut shop, but they sent a hat as well. So never had a taco from his place.
The Skywalker Club Productions for 5. Christopher Reeve is in The Flash 2. Also one example. That one was
yeah, correct.
crazy.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about that one.
That one was wild. And that truly was like a cameo of cameos or whatever. It also looked like shit. That like all that entire sequence with all that stuff looked like absolute shit. But yeah, Christopher Reeve was there for a moment. The Flash was a wild movie. They're going to Weekend at Bernie's, Paul Walker. LA, you never had me. You never had your car. Chelsea. It's back. It is back in LA. And Fast and Furious with time travel, multiverse, optional.
There you go.
God.
I say merge it with the Transformers film.
I would love to see Dom Toretto driving Optimus Prime. That'd be pretty cool. Andre CR, Paul Walker, I was consumed by fire, but like the Phoenix, I've been reborn by the power of family. And it's a black dude. Yeah, it's like the reason they're doing it is because they want an emotional payoff, right? Because of these characters and their history and everything. I don't think you can get that with a recast. I don't know if you can get it with AI either, but I guarantee you can't get it with a recast.
Do you remember how did Paul Walker? It was at the end of one of the movies, and they just I'll tell you all about it. Yeah, they were just like, see you again. But I mean, how did he leave? He went to go back to see his kid, like his character. Wasn't that like how it ended? And then all of a sudden they did this unique tribute where they're just driving off together. But I mean, in the movie, he went back to be with his family, right?
Like
not that part, like the end of the movie.
They fucking separate. Yeah. That was
before that though. Yeah.
And I do think they did a little, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they did a little reface thing in that throughout that, because he had died before I think they were officially done with it. But I don't remember. Was that 6? 7?
Man,
yeah, obviously, like the scene that happens is iconic, but yeah, they're going their separate ways. He's out. He's out of the game. Callum, why is James Gunn bragging that Wonder Woman movie's in development? I thought that wasn't how it worked until you get one success. James Gunn is bragging. What did you say, that he's bragging that they have a Wonder Woman in development? Or did he just say, we have a Wonder Woman movie in development? I'm excited. I don't really understand what he said. Rudy for 2. Jay, you can easily replace Paul Walker.
I've been told that I'm the Paul Walker of my generation.
How old would Paul Walker be now?
Does it matter in the movies?
When was Paul Walker born? Because you guys might be around, like, similar in age. Paul Walker was born in 1973. So, Minister, you're wrong thing. Paul Walker passed away fiery, but mostly peaceful.
Wait, you didn't read the last one?
Oh, this one? Oh, I didn't even see this. I skipped right over it. Hero of Canton jerked off an elephant. Now I have AIDS. Watch me on YouTube. I'm poor. Every Tobias super chat ever.
I don't remember the elephant part.
Well, I don't remember the elephant part or the AIDS part or the I'm poor part. Mostly just talking about what he's doing.
Yeah.
But jerking off an elephant, that seems dangerous. He is stomped on. Jay's half Jewish son.
And stay safe over there in Israel. I'm not
Ben
coming to get
Shapiro.
you anytime soon.
Callum, Gunn keeps saying he wants to cast younger actors. I mean, he did go to the island. Tara Crystal for 2. Few people have seen Superfast, the FNF parody.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I've never seen it. Alex's Fast and Furious are my favorite movie franchise. Well, Alex, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about them doing an AI? Look, they haven't announced that, I guess. We're just kind of assuming that it won't be a recast, that it would be a recreation, but I don't know. Gonna try to see F1 today. Jurassic Park releases this week. We'll see Superman early thanks to Amazon. Summer blockbusters truly here, says the American man. The summer blockbusters are here. And Superman kicks off what? In a week and a half, basically. A week
Jurassic
and a half.
Park this week.
Jurassic Park this week, and then it's kind of off to the races for a little
Yeah.
while. We should talk a little bit about Superman because there's obviously been so many screenings and a lot of people talking about them, and certainly a lot of the influencers that were invited for loving Superman stuff and loving DC stuff have loved. They've just said it's just the most amazing thing ever. A lot of those people said the same exact thing about The Flash, by the way. But we are starting to hear a little bit more detailed stuff from some people who have seen it. And a lot of people think it's going to be divisive, right? That there's going to be people out there that absolutely love it, or you're going to hate it. Not too much in the middle. I saw Robert Meyer Burnett talking about it. I've seen other people as well saying that this is going to cause a lot of love it or hate it types of reactions, which for the people that love it, I'm sure that's going to be great for them. I don't know about the people that are going to hate it. Now, we have heard that it's going to be a very comic booky movie, and some people would probably love that. Some people might be a little bit confused with all the characters they get introduced with really no kind of lead up or whatever, because they're betting that people will know who these characters are going to be, which I think it's a line that you have to walk with. We've talked about this before. It's a line you have to walk with, like making a movie that hardcore fans are going to love, but that also is going to be open for the general audience to come and support your movie that you've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on. We did also get a couple new clips, Jay. Did you see the new crypto clip?
Yeah, where he's like an untrained dog.
Yeah, let's see if we can find this one.
The robots are like, we don't care if he lives or dies or something like that. Yeah, there it is.
And one thing we've heard consistently is that the movie is just goofy. There's a lot of kind of goofy kind of humor in it, which is I think it's going to be divisive for a lot of fans who didn't want this to turn into Guardians of the Galaxy.
So you know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think like he's more Peter Krill than he is Superman? Maybe that's what people are saying. You know, from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's more Chris Pratt.
Could you just throw Star-Lord in there in this sequence and have it be the same type of stuff? You're starting to hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But here's the scene in question.
What is this? Crypto! What the hey, dude? I thought you destroyed the whole Superman robots. I thought I told you to keep an eye on him.
We feed the canine, but he is unruly. And he realizes we are not flesh and blood and couldn't, in our heart of hearts, care less whether he lives or dies.
What the heck, bro?
He said, what the hey, actually, which I think is kind of funny. What the hey? Superman won't even say heck. Dude, crypto, there are going to be so many people that absolutely love crypto.
Yeah.
And it might drive everyone else crazy. It's tough I think it's a tough thing to bring crypto into live action. I genuinely do. And he is going to be a major focal part of this movie. He's going to be everywhere. He's going to be fighting with Superman, plot lines involving crypto being kidnapped, like all of this stuff. And the Superman robots are, again, stuff we've been hearing about this, everything from the way Superman is, from the way the robots are, from Crypto, it is going to be a like it or love it. Very few in between. It's going to be a polarizing movie, which I don't know if that's exactly what you want when you need to set off this big DC universe.
Correct.
Superman robots. I thought I.
But this is James Gunn's thing.
Um,
I did want to place. Go ahead, Jay. I don't
No,
want
no,
to
go
play
ahead,
something from David I just wanted to play something from David Corenswet because of all the
Sure.
things that I don't really like about the marketing. I have genuinely liked listening to David Corenswet talk about, what the character means to him. And I do think he cares a lot about it. And there was this part where somebody says, what is being Superman? What does this role mean? Like, blah, 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 all of this shit.
What does the character mean to you?
Well, the way I hear that question is, what does the character mean to me in my life? And what it means to me in my life and as an actor is...
And he has already talked about, just for reference, he had already talked about, like, in terms of what Superman represents and, like, all of these things to people. He's talking about, like, for him, what the role means.
A role where I can honestly say, and I did ask myself this question, if this is the only role that I get to play for the rest of my life. And when I say the rest of my life, I don't mean that I'm playing it for the rest of my life. I'm saying I get to do this movie, maybe I get to do another movie, and then I don't get to play another role in my life. Would I do it? And the answer is yes. And I think I've probably stolen that from Christopher Reeve in one of the interviews that he gave. Because especially back then, there was a feeling of if you're going to play this guy, you might not get to play other parts because people aren't going to be able to see you as anything other than Superman. Where now I think people see it a little more as a launching pad for all sorts of other possibilities. But you have to, when you take a role that's going to be this visible and this iconic, even just visually iconic, and it's your face and the underwear. I wanted to be prepared for the possibility that it wouldn't lead to a bunch of other things, that this would be the thing. And I felt really lucky that when I asked myself that question, the answer came back, yep, somebody's got to play this part. And if you're the person to play it and you give up everything else to do it, it would be worth doing.
What
Jay, what are your thoughts?
I mean, he is
Superman.
right about that when you take roles like this, at least in the past, people don't see you as anything else, so you might not get a chance to do that. He did say the word iconic, probably not the best choice of words right now, being thrown around in superhero franchises, but it seems like he really appreciates playing Superman. So I guess the thing is about the actors, though, is that they basically have to do the vision of the director, right? So it's like he's going to try. I guess he brought to life what James Gunn's vision of Superman is, which might not be what other people think he is. So I guess we'll wait and see. I will say this. I do want to share this real quick. This might not mean absolutely nothing to nothing, but some of the marketing here, I have to remove your thing, is I'm seeing a lot of posts of people at gas stations, 7-Elevens. They're starting to bring back like DC Comics, and they're posting this, and they're just like, man, this is incredible. I can't believe that's for a lot of people like myself. 7-Eleven was the only place I was able to buy comic books as a kid. And, there's a whole time where they took that out. So I didn't really buy much DC stuff, but for whatever it's worth, I thought that was kind of neat to see that there's a lot of posts of people posting. They're like, my gosh, I finally see comics in 7-Eleven again, but it's all Superman stuff. So I don't know if it's exactly related to the marketing. I don't have any reference on that, but I think that's kind of neat. I think that's kind of cool that's there. And now, but if they sell any, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, they're going all out with the marketing. They're trying to put it everywhere. They're trying to put Superman everywhere. We've heard it's possibly up to a $200 million marketing campaign, which is wild. And the movie needs to be big. This cannot be a $600 million movie. It needs to be massive. And they're pulling out all the stops. They're doing all the interviews. They're going everywhere. And the problem for me is the more I see from I like a lot of like the little dumb stuff they're doing in terms of the marketing, some of the little behind the scenes videos and the dumb skits they have rolling these guys out there. They did the Full House parody with some of the actors and stuff like that. I like that shit. The problem is what I've seen from the trailers and from the movie. I'm not feeling that at all. You know, maybe we'll be surprised, but I'm just not feeling it from what I see, what they're showing me of the actual fucking movie.
No, it's a lot of defeat, a lot of yelling, and a lot of goofiness. So
yeah, like regardless of how much like chemistry that you see between Corn Sweat and the actress playing Lois and these interviews and these little skits they're doing, like all that stuff. Regardless of that, I need to see it in the fucking movie because that's what matters. It doesn't really matter if some TikTok. Did you see the? I think it was in the. Did you? Her in the marketing.
I blanked out for a second. Can you say that again?
Did you see in one of the?
My computer blanked out. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Somebody said the stream lagged a bit.
No, for me on my side, I could see the warning sign on the StreamYard thing.
That's weird. Well, everybody else is seeing it too. So I don't know. We both froze apparently. I was saying that there is a shot where they left like an upskirt shot of Lois Lane in some of the marketing, which is kind of crazy.
Where she's on a desk and she turns around.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw everybody posting that. I saw everyone posting that. Yeah.
Which
like her underwear shows for like a second.
Bro, I'm trying to find this fucking clip and it's just porn on Twitter. Jesus Christ.
I think Robot Head quote tweeted it too.
Did he? All right, I'll find it there.
So we'll have to see. I'm doing an internet speed test to see what the freak is going on. Okay, I'm at 1 gig, up, down. So I don't know what made me freeze. So nice job.
See if I can find the upskirt shot that they left in the fucking marketing. You said
you would think somebody would have. Somebody would have grabbed that, right?
Oh, it's out there. I've seen it like a million times.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying you think they would have like grabbed that.
Into this, you would think that they would have done that. Yes. Here it is. Found it. It is in the Full House parody. It is in the Full House parody. So it's somebody says, let's get something clear. This is from Superman's marketing team. It was filmed, checked, and distributed by the team. There's no way they didn't notice Lois flashing. Stop your pearl clutching if you have an issue. Take it up with Gunn and his team. They knew what they were doing. And this is the little sequence. And it's like nothing, but it is wild that kind of got into. I don't want to sit there and like pause it out or anything, but that made it into official marketing for the movie. Which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. What, you guys thought you're going to see? You thought I was going to show you pussy? Everyone's like, oh, that's not. You thought I was going to show you fucking pussy lips on YouTube? Is that what you thought I was going to do? Yeah, wait, just let me show Lois Lane spreading. You thought you're going to get a close-up clit shot or something? Like, what did you fucking expect? God, fucking dummies. You can look it up, though. You look up fucking Lois Lane upskirt or Lois Lane flash on Twitter. You will not find that. It'll be a bunch of just fucking porn and everything. Let's see. Vent Kaczynski. Ooh, sing Rihanna next. Oh, yeah. Callum says he said in interviews that a Wonder Woman movie is currently in development. Yeah, you equated, you sent a chat that was like, why is James Gunn bragging about a Wonder Woman movie being in development? Like, and he says a Wonder Woman movie is in development. I don't know what you're. I guess gripe is about James Gunn bragging about telling people what's in development. I'm not sure. Doomaverse becomes a channel member. Thank you, Doomaverse. Hello. Wrong time, no see, says Vlad the Man. Hello, Vlad. CJ, I'm over mainstream played out superhero slop with the same CW style banter. I'm going to pass. Yeah, we might end up with a very, very divisive movie. Hero of Canton for 2. Keep crypto away from Filoni and Tobias. Well, he's fake. He's not real. He's kind of like they Paul Walkered him, basically.
You skipped Christian super chat.
Well, I actually skipped Hero of Canton, so I went back to it really quick.
Oh, sorry.
But yes.
Sorry.
And then Superman will be a tweener, says Christian Rocker.
Who knows?
Hero of Canton for 2. Poor guy, Timu Cavill. I mean, he looks a lot like Henry Cavill. But you can also put up, a lot of the actors who have played Superman, and they all look a lot like fairly close. But he does look a lot like Henry Cavill. A lot. Long and distinguished with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, our fancy wiener dog. Chris Boltz, an actor, expresses admiration for past works and humility when given a role. How refreshing. Yeah, I just kind of liked what he had to say about it. Like I haven't hated all the stuff that's out there in some of the interviews and everything. My problem is the stuff that I don't like is the stuff that they're showing us from the fucking movie, which is not, I don't know, not fun. Like, I wish I could be excited or hopeful about this, but that is not the way that I feel about it right now. Jay, I want to be excited or hopeful for the time that eventually in my life, maybe one day, even though I haven't in a long time, go to Disney World, because I just really want to see President Trump at Disney World.
I didn't know where you were going. Well, funny you should ask. Because in the first time in Magic Kingdom's history, very quietly, they reopened the Hall of Presidents featuring Donald Trump. Now, there was all kinds of crazy rumors, speculation, things flying out there of people saying they're not going to open it because they just did things they've never done before. Like, number one, they opened up the museum area and not the actual show. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, in the Magic Kingdom, there is a show called the Hall of Presidents that's fully animatronics, and the president that is in office usually has a speaking, well, they've always had a speaking role at the very end. The first time that, if you remember this picture here, the first time that President Trump won and they had to install him into the the Hall of Presidents, it's very obvious and clear that Disney thought Hillary Clinton was going to win the presidency, and they just had to do a little shape up to make it into President Trump. So they were wrong on that. And of course, people freaked out, and the Disney adults were upset that they actually went through it and put President Trump in. This is the newer one, which looks a little bit better, I guess, than what we had in the past. But just randomly, without any announcements, because normally these things get announced. They're like, hey, come back, welcome back. We got the attractions open. It's going to be open on this day. On Sunday, they just randomly opened it with no announcement, no nothing. And Trump is back. Here is a quick video of some of his speech.
We can't hear anything, but I don't know if you want us to hear it or not.
Are you serious? Freaking heck. No sound? All right, hold on.
Got to share the whole screen.
My bad.
Or you can just share.
Sound, audio on. There we go. All right, here we go.
35 simple words that have been repeated by every American.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
President throughout history.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
All right, I'm sorry. That's just supposed to be something stupid I wanted to play for Ryan. Let's go back in time and see the Joe Biden animatronic. And this is what he had to say.
These truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
All right. that would have been better than what he actually said. But it's officially open. The speech is nothing more than, his swearing in ceremony.
He's doing the oath of office. Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically it. But it was a shock to see it back. And what I'm hoping for is the last time that Trump was in office and they had him out there, there was some kind of weird TikTok trend where people were going there, and when Trump would speak, they would yell and put their middle finger up. So maybe one of these days I'll be there when that happens, because I think that'd be hilarious, because I just shoved the camera right in their face as they do that. So, but if you ever make it back before he's out of office, President Trump is back in the Hall of Presidents, which a lot of people thought would never happen. They thought they were just going to close that attraction permanently. I'm sure that just started as rumors of certain people at Disney who don't like President Trump, or just like, oh, I hope they close it forever. And it just kind of snowballed there. But no, it's open and he's back right in the front.
Yeah, I always felt like those things that I felt like a lot of those reports, people were making something out of absolutely nothing. That's what it felt like to me. That it didn't add, there was actually no validity to any of it. Now it opens and people are like, whoa, it's curious that it opened this way, but just because you convinced yourself that it wasn't going to open. So I think it was like fairly like whatever. So I didn't really think there was too much validity to they're never going to have this again. But they're doing a lot of stuff in the area right there as well, or prepping for a lot of stuff in that area of the park and everything like that right now, period, right?
Right. That's the thing. And next week, July 7th, is when they close Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island to replace it with the Cars IP. So Disney's definitely going all IP-based attractions. So not like, and who knows what will be next. They changed Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou. They're changing a bunch of things just to meet their IPs. And the reason why a lot of people thought that the Hall of Presidents probably could be leaving or moving, which I don't think they would move it to the Epcot Place of America, was they're also tearing down some spots over there and adding a Disney Villains Land. So that's going to replace some of the older attractions that were there. So we don't have all the information on that, but once we do, we'll bring it to you.
There is some of those animatronics, like, because I was looking at an article about this either yesterday or this morning. Well, some of them look like absolute demons.
Yeah,
like so,
they look pretty bad.
So like the idea of, wow, it had to have just been Hillary. That's why this looks so bad. A lot of them look like absolute shit. Not going to lie.
Like, bro, that's absolutely Hillary Clinton, yeah. And they missed this. They were excited to get that thing open with a female in the White House, and they were going to do this. I'm telling you, this is all speculation, but I'm telling you, they were going to do a big hoo-ha to celebrate Hillary Clinton at that thing.
Well, and a lot of it's coming from the same people who are like, who are also told us that this thing would never open because of Trump. So
that is Hillary. That looks just like Hillary Clinton with the Trump wig, an animatronic version.
The new one looks a lot better.
Yeah. But no, some of them do like they need to be retired or put in a haunted house.
I think that's one of the reasons that it took, because the reason that people started making up these rumors about it not returning was because they thought to themselves, well, they already have the Trump animatronic. They've already done this. Like, they should just be a pretty quick switch. Well, obviously, they made a new one.
Yes.
Which is why it took
a new one with new hand gestures and things like that. So they make Trump do the double thumbs up, something along those lines.
Bro, they should make him do the dance.
I know. That would be perfect.
Cool.
That would be
just start playing YMCA in the middle of it.
That would be perfect.
That'd be cool. Tobias for 10. I think it's iconic in a way that's more like there will always be one Superman actor, but there will always only be one Christopher Reeve Superman, or one Adam West Batman, an icon in the role. One of my favorite like posts that I see over and over again is like, no one can replace Christopher Reeves. No one will ever live up to Christopher Reeves. We can never forget Christopher Reeves. And it's like, y'all motherfuckers don't even know his name. Because when people hear Christopher Reeve Superman, you hear Christopher Reeves Superman, but it's Christopher Reeve, not Christopher Reeves. Which is just ironic, I suppose. Not iconic, but Madney for 5. Does LBJ whip his dingling out in cabinet meetings and call people the N-word?
They probably ran out of time for that, but no, he's in there though.
Project Hail Mary looks pretty good. Actually, you're right. Project Hail Mary. Did you see that trailer, Jay?
I did not.
You want to watch one real quick?
Sure.
Project Hail Mary. This is starring Ryan Gosling, and we might as well just watch it. I don't need to explain it to you. You'll see it starring Ryan Gosling when I put it on. Let's watch. We knew this trailer was coming out today, and it dropped this morning. I have not watched it all the way through yet. Apparently, people have been really looking forward to this because the book is apparently very well liked that they're basing it on. And here we go.
Please state your name.
Ryland Grace. I spoke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment, and I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut.
If you don't go, you die. With the rest of us.
The sun
is dying. You are the only scientist who might know what this says.
I'm just a teacher at Grover Cleveland Middle.
You have a doctorate in molecular biology. I need you to come with us. This is Project Hail Mary. The sun is not the only star dying. Every star was infected by its neighbor except one.
Why?
We don't know.
Which is why we built a ship to go there and find out.
It's 11.9 light years away. The astronauts die in space.
It's what you Americans would call a long shot.
Hail Mary. I get it. Who on earth is going to sign up for this?
If we do nothing, everything on this planet will go extinct.
You'll find a solution.
You are my solution.
I put the not an astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk.
It looks really good.
I understand the stakes. I do.
I've never read the book. I know
Yeah.
that people have been excited about this. The people that have read the book are excited about it or have been, and this is the first trailer we get for it. I like Ryan Gosling a lot of shit, so I'll definitely watch it when it comes out.
My place is in the classroom.
The world is counting on you.
This might be very hard for you to understand, but some people are not good at things.
You know who you are. You're gonna do great.
I conquered zero G in 5 hours.
Object approaching.
Oh my God. So I met an alien. He's kind of growing on me. At least he's not growing in me, which was a concern for a little while. I'm Grace. I'm gonna call you Rocky. Thumbs up. No, that's thumbs down. We do the thumbs up. It's close enough.
That looks interesting.
Lord Miller directed. Yeah, based on a novel by Andy Weir. I've not read the book. Maybe I will before this comes out at some point. But yeah, that came out today.
When is it supposed to come out?
Let me see. Because I didn't see a release date on this. Only in theaters March 20th, 2026. So.
Oh, next year.
Yeah, 8 months from now, something like that. So we'll see. Only one chance to save the world, the universe, Jay.
A teacher. I love it. I love it.
Chikara, where's the Sunday stream? I had to cry myself to sleep again. Bad Uncle Rai Rai. I'm sorry I was not able to stream last night. Maybe I'll do a makeup stream tonight if I can find the time. But maybe, Chikara, maybe I'll do a surprise stream tonight.
Surprise.
Never know.
You got to start off with that song.
Andrew Faye for $100.
Woo!
In 2015, Bob Iger, Sean Combs, Oprah Winfrey, and others met on a yacht, allegedly backed by Chinese funds, to plan spreading cultural Marxism in Hollywood. The moguls on the boat aim to shape media narratives by purchasing pop culture. True will always float. Thanks for letting us know, Andrew Faye. 10 years ago. Look at that. $100 super chat. A big one from Andrew. Infamous. They were combining Christopher Reeve and George Reeves, or maybe they're dumb. There is a significant percentage of the population that thinks his name is Christopher Reeves. If you listen to people speak.
It's George Reeves, right? Yeah.
Correct. I don't even think it caused confusion between George Reeves and Christopher Reeve. I think the confusion happens because whenever you hear it talked about, people say Christopher Reeve's Superman. And they think that people are saying like, and they think that the S is just part of his name as well. But it's Christopher Reeve. And that's why when you see people type it, you see so many people. They're not using it in a possessive way. They're not using it like that. They're using it like Christopher Reeve. And they will just say, no one can ever replace Christopher Reeve. And they put an S on the end. I see it in my comment section all the time. And I have to delete a bunch of replies to it. Like that I want to make, but don't. Gerald Armstrong, Project Hail Mary is Black Panther in space. That'd be cool. And Ryan Gosling is going to be the new Black Panther.
Yeah.
Are there two Trumps in the Hall of Presidents? Vault 95? No, just one.
No.
Warbreyer for 199. You two are the Ren and Stimpy of G&G. Well, thank you.
Which one was the stubby one? I don't remember.
Stimpy's that one, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Neocortex says you delete replies you don't make. No, I will fucking type out, you spelled it wrong, you dumb fuck. And then I'll be like, all right, take a breath. And then I'll delete it before I post the reply. That's what I mean. I'd probably do that 20 times a day on Twitter or YouTube. I'll fucking like type something out, you stupid, retarded, fucking queer. And then I'm like,
were you going to respond to me? You liked my tweet, but you didn't respond. I was hoping I could get a response, but you didn't respond.
Oh, to the pizza thing?
Yeah. But I figured like you liked it. I don't know.
Eat that.
I think you could crush it, man. Like I've seen Ryan eat. I wouldn't even have to do the heavy lifting on this. I said, I'm bringing Ryan. People salty in the chat that I didn't tag them, but I think Ryan could like I could probably just have a quarter and he could finish the rest. That's the honest truth.
You only get 30 minutes, right?
30 minutes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like two people.
Look at this. 2 people, 30 minutes. Do you think you can do it? Let me know in the comments below.
It looks glorious, dude.
Yeah. I don't know what you win. You win. It's in California. Oh, $1,500.
$1,500? That seems like a lot of fucking money.
Is it worth the plane ticket?
No.
Oh, okay.
If they're giving out $1,500, it has to be fairly rare for it to get completed.
They don't know about these East Coast boys, man.
I feel like I can definitely tackle half of that pretty easily. But yeah, a lot of people in the chat were like, I could do that too. I could do that too.
And I kept saying it's 2 people, me and someone else. I can't tag everybody, but out of everyone, Ryan is the best choice.
I saw Beardo was salty in the thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, he just eats bananas or something. I don't know.
We got to talk about Ironheart, Jay.
Oh no.
Why?
Ironheart.
You worried you're gonna get called racist for not liking it?
There's nothing to like. I haven't seen it.
Oh. Well, that is the narrative going out there from the media, that you are just a racist if you don't like Ironheart. The reason it's getting this backlash, the reason it's getting bad reviews, the reason that fans don't like what they see, it's just because all the damn racists out there, Jay. It's MAGA trolls, it's racist, it's blah, blah, blah. Well, we finally have our first hint of what this show is performing like when it comes to the numbers. Spoiler alert. Kind of exactly what we expect. Ironheart ratings in the gutter, absent from the viewership charts, at least for its first week. We get our first indication of whether Ironheart's a success, and it appears to be another bomb from Kevin Feige, as it's learned the show is absent from Luminate's viewership charts for the week the first 3 episodes were released. Now, we have different sets and ways of, measuring streaming ratings and numbers and all these different things. The Nielsen ratings are still kind of looked at as the gold standard of everything, but those come out very delayed. Those are like a month afterwards where you actually see those. Luminate is more instantaneous. The week after, you get a couple days, and then the Luminate things come out, and they usually end up tracking fairly similarly, with a couple differences that you need to talk about. Luminate tracks things essentially from Friday to the following Thursday, right? Like that's kind of the ratings that they're looking at. Whereas Nielsen goes from Monday through Sunday. So the way they measure weeks is slightly different. So you do have to take that into account. But as you can see, all the most watched things on television, June 20th through the 26th, I don't see Ironheart here, Jay.
I don't see any Disney Plus.
No, there's no Disney Plus anything, in fact. And but no Ironheart. And keep in mind, this is just streaming originals. This is not counting things that are in syndication. This is not including 145,000 episodes of Grey's Anatomy or when Netflix brings something over like Suits or something like that. It doesn't count that, right? So we're talking even a more limited thing, just the originals that are on there. And Ironheart does not make the cut. Mobland, which has not released a new episode in fucking weeks at this point, is still hanging up there. And I would highly recommend everybody watch Mobland, by the way. The Waterfront just came to Netflix. I watched that whole thing this week. I actually really liked it.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was fun.
Watched the Poop Cruise.
I watched the Poop Cruise as well. I can't say I really recommend that one all that much.
Yeah, that was... You could skip that one.
Yeah. But, look, that means that it is somewhere less than 260 million minutes watched. And the reason the reason you can talk about these things and look at these things is because we have other data we can compare it to. For instance, for Daredevil, right? Which Daredevil was a massive disappointment in the ratings for them, certainly. Huge. But we do know when you go and you look at through these charts, the first couple days it was out, because we have 3 days of Ironheart in these numbers, just like we had 3 days of Daredevil in these numbers. And Daredevil in those first 3 days had over 300 million minutes watched. So, and that was with less possible runtime than something like Ironheart. Yet we know that it hasn't matched that. So it would indicate that it's even less people per episode tuning into something like this because it is not on the charts, fails to chart. And who knows how long it'll be before Disney puts out hey, we had 6.5 million viewers and we're so happy and pleased and everything. Until you look and get some comparisons to other things. You're like, oh shit. So this did half of The Acolyte. Is that Is that what you're telling us right now?
Jeez.
So I think in the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll get an announcement from that, like that from Disney. We'll see how long that takes. But here you have it.
Nobody
Ironheart
cares.
nowhere to be seen.
Nobody cares about this show. I think the most people watching it are the people that are reviewing it. And I think people are enjoying the people reviewing it than actually enjoying the show. So just to prove how and you guys are showing us how awful this show is. Just terrible. And not even Robert Downey Jr.'s FaceTime call could save it at this point. Do you think that Riri is going to make an appearance? Like, is there any evidence so far in what you've seen that she could possibly make an appearance in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars or something?
I think there's a chance in Secret Wars because I think everybody and their mother's going to be in that thing. Doomsday, probably not. Probably not Doomsday. If I was placing a bet, I think in Secret Wars there's going to be a million people in there, and some of them may be as little as the camera pans over them in a battle scene or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you going to have the time for all these people?
They'll have like a girl boss moment where they're all like just kind of show up for that 1 second.
Yeah, and it's like the real Tony Stark gets like back somehow, and there's like a moment where she's flying through, and he's like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I'm Ironheart, Mr. Stark." And he's like, "I like that girl." And then he like goes to do something else. Like that would be like the level of something that I think would possibly happen. But on Tuesday, the last 3 episodes are dropping. It's all going to be over. Like it's done. You know, like
Did Mephisto show up?
Mephisto will show up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When it debuts, yeah.
Sounds good.
Does it? It sounds good.
Sounds great. I'm very sarcastic. Sounds like trash. Sounds like they wasted a great villain on a show that nobody cares about. And they just put that villain in there in hopes that it will ignite some kind of a fan base that they've lost over the past few years, that they might want to turn in and watch this. But if Daredevil is any indication, I thought of all shows that would at least rank better than The Acolyte. And the fact that nobody cared about Daredevil either shows like, man, superhero TV drama series are in the toilet and they shouldn't be made anymore. They should stop this foolishness, stop wasting money, stop doing it. There's no reason. Nobody cares. Nobody watches. Nobody wants it. And just be done with it. Take a pause. You know, go to a beach. Stare at a painting. I don't know. Take time off. Stop doing this stuff. We're done with it. Nobody likes it. Finished. Go drink some juice.
Juice, wine, liquor, beer, anything to forget about the show. Stephen McBride for 2. Chris Reeves is George Reeves' son. Why he was hired. Thank you. Colin Warbrandt for 5. Have either of you heard the newest woke game, Creature Kind? I don't think so.
I have not.
I don't think I have. Mike C. Pizza for lunch sounds like a good idea. What do you guys think the best pizza is here in Orlando?
Oh, there's a Italian place. I forgot the name of it. It's really good. I want to say Giovanni's, but that's not it. Sorry. I know how to get there, but man, I forgot what the freak is the name of that place.
There's a place in the Dr. Phillips area called Sal's Pizza Bar, which is really good.
I think that's what I'm talking about.
It was not even close to anything that you described.
All I said was Giovanni's.
Well, you said it was like an Italian place, and it's like it's literally
Sal's Pizza. Doesn't sound Italian.
It does, but it's literally like just a small little thing. You're like they might have a couple other things, but when I think of an Italian place, I'm thinking where they offer a lot of other things.
Got you.
You know, it's at Giovanni's place called Sal's Pizza Bar. Yeah, it wasn't close. It didn't feel very close to me.
You're right,
but yeah, there's plenty of decent places around here. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going with like a close chain restaurant, if I'm just being honest. Gomer. Cheers. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks, fellas. You're welcome.
What's up, Gomer? Look at that American photo he's got there. He got the shirt open, the beer in his hand, American flag, the unwashed hair. God bless America.
That's right. I just went to heaven seeing that pizza, bro. It does look really good. It was really good. Damian J for 10. This show will fail so miserably. Ironheart should never have been made. The MCU going to learn what Avengers Doomsday comes next year. That will be the reboot. I think Secret Wars gives them the opportunity to erase a lot of things and restart a lot of things, if I was guessing. But Maximus BT, are you retarded? Thanks, Maximus.
Yes.
Patty McShane for 2. Jay, are you on daily today? Thanks.
Yes, and tomorrow, allegedly.
And then he says, I'm tired of being called phobic. I'm a bigot. Thanks. Yeah, I don't like the homophobic. Man, I'm scared of them. What are you talking about? But I think we're all caught up.
Woo!
Look at that. Even a little overtime because we wanted to have wanted to watch that Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Jesus Davila with a gifted membership.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Jay, what do you got going on today?
Tonight on the Drunk 3PO channel, we are going over Independence Day with Blaine from Criticless and the crew at 6 p.m. Eastern. Probably one of Will Smith's greatest accomplishments. Next to Parents Don't Understand song. Yeah, 6 p.m. No park hopping stream today. We will be live at the theme parks this week. We'll keep you posted on when and where.
What's your favorite Will Smith movie? What's your favorite Will Smith movie that doesn't get talked about very much? Put it that way.
Hancock.
That's your favorite one? Or
maybe that doesn't get Wild. Actually, really like Wild Wild West. That doesn't get talked about.
Wild West was fun because I was a kid when it came out, but it's like a terrible movie.
Enemy of the State is another great one that doesn't get talked about a lot.
That is a good one. For me, iRobot. I really liked iRobot.
I liked iRobot too.
Yeah. Apparently, if you read the books, you might hate it, but I really liked it. So,
no, Hitch was pretty good. Yeah.
Right, Hitch was huge for a little while. That was big when that came out. It felt big anyway. I don't know if it performed at the box office as big as it felt like everybody was always talking about it, or like rewatching it at home and stuff. But yeah, that was big back in the day. Pursuit of Happiness. It's a really good movie. I don't want to watch it. Like, shit's fucking depressing as fuck.
Yeah. I just like the memes. Like they use that where he's like crying and clapping, and people post that. They're like, I just got an extra chicken nugget in my tray. And they post that meme where he's like crying and happy.
Yeah, there are some movies that are like that where you're like, it's a really fucking good movie, but God, it makes you feel like absolute shit. I'm not going to fucking watch that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Roll the Wretched, Ryan, is your honest forecast for the Bears this season? Sorry you couldn't make yesterday. Yeah, me too. Maybe we'll do a surprise stream late tonight, like pretty late tonight. To close out June, to close out Pride Month. Maybe we'll do something like that. 8 wins. That's my honest forecast. Their schedule's fucking rough. Their schedule's rough. So, all right. That's going to be it for all of us here at Geeks and Gamers. By all of us, I just mean me and Jay. And we'll be back tomorrow, bright and early at the crack of 11 a.m. Eastern. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.